Hello, Education 1030 students. I hope everyone has had a great week. So we're trekking along. We are almost at the finish line. So classes for spring end on May 1st, which that is next Friday. So we're going to kind of walk you through the last pieces that we need to do, and then I'll do one more video next week that kind of closes this out. But I wanted to start off the video looking at the syllabus so you can see kind of what you have in store for you finishing out the semester. So we're still working on the job readiness module. I'm specifically going to go over the mock interview section because I've had several already turn in your mission statement, your resume, and your cover letter. Even though it says due the 23rd, as I mentioned in the last video, I was going to give you a little extra time for the mock interview because you have to align with other people's schedules. So that may not be able to get done by the 23rd. But if you have yours ready to go ahead and submit it to the Dropbox. Then you'll see here that we have exploring the field presentations, so that needs to be submitted. You have to submit your recording in discussion board, and then your presentation visual will go in Dropbox, and we'll go over that. The other thing that we have is what we call end of course wrap up. So this is going to be your post test and your course feedback. Okay, and then you'll see, as I mentioned when we took the Unit 3 exam, that that was supposed to be our final. We're not taking it. Our final is going to be our presentation project for exploring the field. And that will pretty much carry us out. So let's go ahead and talk about the job readiness module, specifically the mock interview. So if you scroll down in the job readiness section, you're going to see something called the job readiness mock interview. So the mock interview is basically a practice interview. I have included questions here for you and a rubric. Okay. So you're going to give the interview questions and the rubric form to whoever you choose to interview you. We call them the interviewer. And what they're going to do is you will get the rubric back and you're going to submit it to the job interview Dropbox. And I'll show you in just a minute. Now, I have had some people ask, what about the recording? If you can do a recording, that would be even better because I also use this rubric to grade you. Since I'm not going to be there present and you're not doing it in class, it's going to be kind of hard. But if you want to do the recording, that would also be helpful. But you for sure have to submit the rubric, okay? Because I've had questions about this. You know how you're going to record yourself for exploring the field? Some people are going to record themselves for the mock interview, but you do need to um, submit the rubric back to the Dropbox. Okay, so in the Dropbox, there's a special job readiness section, just like it's in the same section where you submitted your personal mission statement as well as your job readiness cover letter and resume. So underneath the resume and cover letter, there's a section that says job readiness rubric form. That's where that rubric, and if you have the recording, will go. Now, I do want to preface, if you are doing the recording, when you export your video, you need to make sure that you're using an MP4 format. That is important. Why? Well, because sometimes the file is too large. Say you do it on your iPhone, the file will come back as a movie file. That is too large for you to try to submit to the Dropbox. So what you're going to have to do is make sure you export the video in MP4. That is a format that eLearn will accept. So both of the recording and the rubric form will go there. Okay, so now I mentioned that you do not have a final, but you do have your Exploring the Field presentation and your post-test and course feedback. So let's talk about that next. Okay, so underneath content, if you go back to Exploring the Field section at the very bottom, you're going to click on the one or scroll down to where it says presentation. And the reason that we've already went over this and covered this a lot, but the reason that I wanted to go back to this section is to show you where you can earn bonus points. Remember, you are to record yourself presenting whatever you're exploring the field that you chose. And that will go in discussion board, which I'll show you in just a minute. But your visual, like Google Slides, Canva, Book Creator, whatever you use for your visual, will have to go into Dropbox, and I'll show you. But in order to earn bonus points, what you will do is you're going to ask these questions. And this is a starting point. If you have other questions additional that you want to ask or change some around, that's fine. But these are normally typically ones you would ask if you're interviewing someone about their career field. So you would just type this up on a Word document with their answers, and then you will also put that person's name, their contact information, where they're employed, and that will get put in the Dropbox. There is a special place to put the bonus point interview, and I'll show you in just a minute. So if you go to assessments and you click Dropbox, when you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to see something that says exploring the field presentation visual aid. You will put it in there um, with your visual aid as well. Now, where do you put your recording for your exploring the field? So if you go to discussions, and you're going to have to scroll all the way down, you're going to see something that says web classes only, recording exploring the field presentation. So you would submit it here. So when you get into it, you're going to have to start a new thread just like you always do. And then you will attach or upload the video. Again, just like with the mock interview recording video, it needs to be in an MP format. You will not be able to submit the movie in this discussion board. So keep that in mind as well. Now remember, to record yourself, there's Loom, there is Clipchamp for editing, there is PowerPoint. They have an add-on there that you could do audio recording and visual to add in the slides. You can use OBS, you could use Teams. So there's lots of different platforms that's going to help you be able to get your video, meaning it's going to show your presentation, your visual, whatever you created, as well as yourself. So it's kind of like we're watching you, but you're not going to be in front of us. And then you'll see some people have already went ahead and submitted to the discussion board and posted. Please go ahead as soon as you do it, post it. That way we can have as many people looking at them as possible. I always like to look at something as an example because I'm more of a visual person. So this might be helpful for you to kind of see what some other people have done. But you will have to put that in the discussion board, but your visual aid will, or your presentation rather, will go into the Dropbox. And it's the same place where you're going to put your interview questions if you're doing the bonus points, right here at the bottom. Okay, now in terms of the calendar, I said that we are not going to have a final. We're not, but we will be doing what we call a post test. If you remember way back at the beginning of the semester, you took a test that very first week of classes, and that was questions related to our course learning outcomes. And I said by the end of the semester, we're going to see that you mastered them. So I'm going to give you the same test again. You do not get points deducted. You do get points for taking it, so just keep that in mind. It's not going to hurt your overall average in the course, but it is important for us to show growth and also to see that you mastered those course learning outcomes. And then also under the discussion board, there is a course feedback where you give me your feedback about what you thought about the course. And this is very helpful when we're doing course development because we make this class for you, for the students. So give us honest feedback. What did you like about the class? What's something that you didn't like, and how would you change it, or what would be better? So we really do look at all of feedback. And again, you do get bonus points for doing that, or a grade rather. You'll get a grade points toward your post test and when you do the course feedback. So really this last week and a half to 2 weeks is just going to be closing out and finishing up everything in the course. All right, that's pretty much all I have for you. If you have questions about your Exploring the Field presentation recording or anything of the interview for bonus points, or if you have questions related to the mock interview or your job readiness module, please feel free to reach out. The next video I do is going to be a wrap-up video, and it's also going to be talking a little bit about how you can earn a badge by completing all the components of the job readiness module. Um, so if you'll look back and in this getting started, it talks a little bit about you can earn a badge, a digital badge, professional badge, that you could use for future employment or graduate school or wherever it is that you want to use it. So I will be talking about how you will get your badge and what that looks like in the next video, as well as wrapping us up for the semester. All right, I can't believe how fast the semester has just flown by. I can't believe how fast time is going, but I hope everyone has a great week, and until next time, take care.